Hey guys, here is Ricardo Bastos from UiPath Brazil, and in today's video I'm going to show you a very small program that I made to help me to update my Excel spreadsheet with information that I took from the internet. But if you have some problems when you try to update your Excel sheet using a third-party program, the process is almost the same. Okay, so let me show you my Excel sheet. Just you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we have in the left corner some locations, some cities from around the world, and we have to update it with this information here, the current temperature and the current time. All this information they took from the internet and the Google. Okay, so I just will delete this information, save it, close my Excel sheet, and I will just show you a sample of this program running. Okay, so let me run it, and the program will open a browser and put all the information. Okay, and okay, just to show you a very small sample, and we just return to our sheet, and here you can see that this information is updated. Okay, so let me show you how to do it. So to do this, we just return to our program, UiPath Studio here, and I will delete all this information. Okay, just save it, open browser. Okay, next, delete everything, delete all variables to create it from the scratch. So the very first thing that we have to do is read. We have to read our database, our Excel sheet. Okay, so for that I will choose some read range, and just pay attention here because we have two activities. Read range, okay, it's almost the same, but this first one is nested in Excel scope and this one is nested in the workbook scope. For this example, we will use a read range from workbook. Okay, so the first thing that we have to give from the UiPath is the path. Okay, so I just click here, and every time that we have a program or a database nested inside our project, we just need to click, and the UiPath will take always the name. Okay, here we have to give the sheet name, and the sheet name is current temperature. Just paste here, and the range I will just let it in a blank way. Okay, so the UiPath will read all our Excel sheet. Let me save it, and now we need to open the browser, because we have to take information from the browser. So something that I forgot. Every time that we read a range, we have to store this information in a variable. To create a variable, just press in your keyboard Ctrl key and put a name in your variable. Okay, I will just call it Excel DT, data table, okay? And when you press enter in the variables panel, we have our variable here, XLDT, in a data table type, and in the scope temperatures, okay? The second thing is open a browser. When you click in open browser, in the properties, the right side, the properties panel, we have to choose the browser you use. So the browser type I select is Chrome. If you don't select anyone, you don't have any problem, because UiPath will use Internet Explorer by default. Okay, so here we have to inform the URL. So www.google.com. Okay, and now I just open a Google, and in order to inform where we need to put some information, so we will choose some type into property, okay, type into activity, and we will indicate where we have to type. Just hover your mouse over the blank space, okay, and the UiPath knows now where it should to type. So what we need to type there? We will type inside the quotation marks weather in space, and now we have to put the city that we want to take the information. But if you look our database, we have a bunch of cities, so we have to read the city, put the current temperature, put the current time, after that the next city, and so on. To do this, we have to use another activity called for each row. Okay, for each row is an activity to read inside a data bank, each row at a time. Okay, so here I will call this variable city. So for each city inside the Excel data table, in our data table, okay, we will type this. Okay, so weather in New York. To do it, we just put a plus sign to concatenate this information, and we will type city, open brackets, and we need to put this information, its location. I just select copy, Ctrl C, and I will paste it here. Location. So weather in location column dot to string. Convert this information to string. Okay, so it will type here in the Google this information: weather in New York. Okay, and after we type this information, we need to click. Okay, click here. So we have this activity here. It's click. Just drag and drop here. Click to indicate where we should to click. Google search. Okay. Just let me see if the selector is validated. It's okay. And now we just go to Google and click. Okay, here we have the information that we need. This information. So we have here an activity called get text, and we have to indicate the element that we need, and just hover your mouse here and click, and this information will be stored in a variable. Control key in your keyboard, and I will call this variable temperature. Okay, so this temperature is here. We have almost done our job, so now we have to write this information in our Excel in this position. So one problem that we have here is, what is the current row that our program will read? So to solve this, we have to assign a variable just here, and I will call this Control K on your keyboard line. Oops. Control K line. So this variable will fetch the information, the number of the current work that our program is doing. So we have to change here the type of this variable. Look at that line here is a string, but we need int 32. Okay, so just change it, and here is a very important step. In order to take this information, we need to read inside this data table. So we just type this data table here, xldt dot rows. Okay, and inside these rows we need to take this information, index of. Okay, index of what? Open brackets, city. Okay, and now we have the line in that this program is running. Okay, so we will use this information, this variable, in our next activity. Write in nested in workbook, write cell. Okay, here we have to give the path of our database. Okay, the name of our sheet. Let me take this information here, and I will replace this name with this information, and here is the range, is the place that we will put this information. If you return to our database, we need to put this information in the column B and the line, the property line. Okay, so here we will put B, column B, plus line. Okay, line variable dot to string. Okay, and what information we need to put here? The current temperature, the temperature that we took, that is stored in the temperature variable. So here we put this variable, temperature. Okay, so let's say something that is very strange, because this line, actually this line, xldt rows index of city, at the first run of the program, it will run this first, the headers here. So we need to put information in the line 2. So we will put here plus 2. We will sum 2 in our line. Okay, so this temperature will be right in the B column in the second row. Okay, I think it's okay. So the next thing that we have to put here is the current time. And to do that, it's very simple. Just copy this activity and paste here, right cell, in the current database, in the current sheet name, but we will put this information in the C column, okay? And we don't put this information here because we don't need the temperature, we need the current time. In the current time, we just type it here. Date time dot now dot to string, and now inside the quotation marks I will put the format that we will want. I just want this in this format: day, month, year, space, hour, minute, second. One thing it's very important to do every time that we use this activity open browser is to create a variable in order to use another activity called go back. Okay, so here Ctrl K in our keyboard, and I will use Google. Here we can put whatever you want. Okay, Google browser, just a friendly name. Okay, and after I put all this information, I will use go back activity, and it requires a variable in a browser type that we created just in a few seconds ago, Google browser. Okay, and guys, I think everything is done. It's a very simple program. So let me run this program. I just need to close our Excel spreadsheet, close, and let me close this Google browser as well, and cross your fingers and just run. And I think this program will run pretty good. Let's see. Weather in New York, 31 degrees. Weather in Washington, 25 degrees. Oh, I think it's awesome. Very good, very good. Okay, let me close the Google, stop my program, and let's open our Excel sheet just to see if all information is correct. And yes, perfect. Look at that. Okay, all the information is very good. So let me just show you something that is very important when you want to increase the speed of your program. We have in this properties panel, we have to just check this information. Click before typing, empty field if you have some information in the blank space, and simulated time. Okay, simulated type. It means that this program will run even if you have some program covering the display information. Okay, and the same thing we will put here, simulate click in the click, and I think everything's okay. So let me save it. Let me close our Google and just check it out how faster our program will run. So open, and I will let this program run until the end just to see if everything is okay. We're in New York, 27, and all the speed of this program will depend on my internet, and actually my internet now is not in a very good shape, but I think it's okay. Weather in London, oh, everything is running perfect. I'm feeling very well every time that something works in the first time. Copenhagen, oh, beautiful city. Moscow, 15 degrees, oh, it's quite cold there. Rio de Janeiro, 23, Brazil, my country. Florianopolis, my city, 19 degrees, it's okay. Weather in Rome, 23. France, Paris, Buenos Aires, our neighbor country, Montevideo, 13. Oh, it's running there. Santiago, 8. And I think it's everything okay. Let me open our database. And it's okay. All the information that we need is here in our Excel spreadsheet. Is updated. Okay, so guys, I think it's everything that we need to do when we want to update our Excel spreadsheet. If you have any doubt, please put your information in the comments and I will try to answer everyone. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and please consider to subscribe if I help you in some way, okay? I see you in our next video here in UiPath Brazil. Thank you very much, and bye!